Ladies and gentlemen, I've got an interesting little trick I'd like to perform today. But first, I'd like to ask a few questions, just to get your mind flowing a little bit and just to warm you guys up. So, what do you guys know about gravity, per se? Anna?
Gravity. It makes everything fall down.
It makes everything fall down. So, if you were to throw a baseball, do you think it falls directly down, or where do you think it lands?
Well, if you throw it, it's whatever direction you throw it in.
Good, the same direction. And do you feel that all objects have gravity, Keaton? Do you think that gravity is affected by things such as weight or different circumstances? Nakota?
Repeat the question.
Good question, good question. Can someone help them out as far as how you feel about different variables that affect gravity?
Maybe heavier things have more gravity?
Perhaps. Anna?
Yeah, and if it's lighter, like a feather will fall slower than a bowling ball, maybe.
Okay, now let's say you have this pen that's just sitting here on top of this podium. Do you think that has gravity as well?
Yes,
It does? Okay, what do you think so?
because it's staying there.
Okay.
That's the gravity on it.
Okay, now let's test these theories out a little bit. So as you can see here, I've got an interesting little setup now. In your science journals, I want you to go ahead and quickly sketch out this contraption here and get as much detail as you can, such as the different objects I have set down, precise locations of each object. And I want you to really make a prediction about what do you think I'm going to attempt here. Okay, so that'll take about a good 2 to 3 minutes for this. Okay, and getting back to it. Now, is the egg here at rest?
Yes.
Okay, it is? Alrighty. And do you feel that this is balanced well enough?
Yeah, it seems pretty balanced.
Okay, why do you think it is?
Because it's not shaking too much, nothing's shaking. It seems pretty sturdy.
Alright. Now, what if I was to tell you that I'll be able to smack this plate out of the way? What do you think will happen to the egg?
Hit the wall.
Do you think it will hit a wall? Okay, does this go back to what you were saying earlier about if you were to throw a baseball and it goes in the same direction?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyone else have any different opinions or want to elaborate on this?
I think you'd have a scrambled egg.
It's good because I'm quite hungry and I need some breakfast right now.
You're funny, Mr. Chandler.
Okay. So I want you guys to observe very carefully, and I want you to make predictions first off in your science journals about what will happen if I hit this plate. Okay? It'll take a good 2 minutes for this, maybe about a minute and a half. Okay? I want you to observe very carefully. Okay? Now, where did the egg go?
In the water.
In the cup.
Okay, it went to the cup and the water. Now, why do you think that is?
Gravity.
Okay, it's gravity. Anyone else want to elaborate on this?
Maybe because you just hit the plate and not the egg.
Okay. Do you think that this would have been affected if I hit this just a little bit harder?
Let's try it.
We can try it out. Got my egg here, nice and clean now. It would have made more sense for me to use the other egg, but that's something I didn't think about. I want you guys to observe this very carefully as far as where I'm hitting the egg and the precise motion of where this is landing. I want you guys to really focus on the direction this is landing as well. Okay. And move any papers and anything out of the way. That way I'm not, and make sure that you guys have enough distance. That way I'm not hitting you with an egg if this goes awry. like I didn't hit this to the best of my ability, so let's try this again. And would someone like to take this egg? Thank you. So this goes back to another principle I mentioned before about direction in regards to motion, just as Anna mentioned over there. I hit that just a little bit harder this time, a little bit more precise. So once again, where did the egg land?
Straight down into the cup.
It landed inside the cup. Now, do you feel that there was gravity both upwards and downwards? Where do you think the gravity was pointing in that situation?
Down.
Downwards. Okay. Let's expand on that just a little bit more. Do you feel that there was gravity also pointing upwards on the egg?
Yes.
Okay. Why do you think that?
From the toilet paper roll that was holding it up, the force that held the egg up is its own type of gravity.
All right. Now, with that said, do you think that that is what causes objects to be at rest?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys are correct. That is what's called equilibrium, when you have both objects at rest. And that creates what's known as a net zero force for these objects, which goes back to the first law of Newton's laws of motion. An object at rest stays at rest unless acted upon by